Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Building StarKiller Base in LEGO. My name is Sean, and I think we're on episode 6. I know it's been a little while since the last episode, but as you can see right there, we've made a ton of progress on StarKiller Base since the last time you've seen it. Now, one other thing too is that, again, I'm still in the new studio. I have not figured out lighting, and you can probably hear right now, I've got my AC and a fan blowing because it is way too hot right now. So I apologize for kind of that white noise background, but you just gotta forgive me here because it is just so hot. So before we get any further into the episode, if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button because you're not gonna wanna miss what else I've been working on in StarKiller and what's to come with StarKiller. So wanted to make just a quick announcement that I will be attending Brick Convention Ventura October 25th and 26th. And you guys will be able to see the finished StarKiller base then, which is gonna be so awesome. And as you can see right now, it's already looking pretty darn good, if I must say so myself. Now, parts of the episode I wanted to review today were obviously the main base portion is like almost done. I got pretty much the rest of the base plates over to the left of the big base, pretty much mapped out, blueprinted, and just kind of working on the final tiling and slash just building up the extra foundations of the buildings. And I am almost done with all of the tarmac build. I just have one more section left, and I think I'm gonna snot build it, but I'm just delaying that because I've done so much work on it that I just need a little bit of a break. So one thing I wanted to go over as well is that I have been pulling so many parts for more custom builds to have on the base. I've got 2 more first order TIE fighters that are almost complete. I'm just waiting on 1 more Bricklink order, and I'm building another troop transport by Rich Boy J. So that'll have 2 of those. I'll have 3 TIE fighters. I'm gonna get more TIE fighters in the mock. I'm kind of pacing myself with those because they are very part intensive, but I think it'll look really good once I have them all lined up on the base here. But I think without further ado here, guys, I want to show you guys what I've been working on, because just yesterday alone, I was in here working for about 4.5 hours and another 30 minutes, again, pulling parts for builds. So let's show you guys that right now. So yesterday, this is basically what I was working on. I don't have any time-lapse footage, unfortunately, but this base plate was pretty much completely blank when I first started. Fortunately, after completing it though, it looks so much better. Again, I am missing some bricks to connect that front part that's a bit angled on the building to the rest, but besides that, it's pretty much nearly complete. I also ran out of panels. The last time I placed an order for them, I ordered over, I think, 300, and I have completely used them all for this build. So I got to place another order for those to finish it up, but very happy about that. Another part I worked on as well was actually getting the podium to have the correct red kind of outline you see there, and I thought that looked so good. Again, just kind of using some 1x2x4 slopes really worked out there. And to add a bit of fun, I thought it was cute to have a couple first order stormtroopers throwing some snowballs at each other here. Now, the next part of the build that I started to really heavily work on was that portion of the base. You know, it really stands out in the film and in the video game of it just being massive. And so I ended up using a lot of panel pieces, the 1x2, I guess, kind of connected hinge parts as well, to basically create that like really funky angle that the build has, how it kind of juts out there. But I thought it looked really, really good. It actually wasn't super hard to put together here. So very happy about that. Also adding bits of snow texturing where I could. You know, that's always important with StarKiller. And again, once I have the roof built on it, that'll probably be pretty much caked with white tiles to represent snow. Now, on the other side of the build, I've actually had a majority of this part pretty much finished since, I want to say, maybe April, early May, but I've just kind of now got around to finishing those like sloped parts. We saw them on the other side with the First Order Stormtroopers throwing snowballs at each other, but essentially that little bit of sloping there is what I figured out. And so where you can kind of see those hinge bricks and those white bricks there, that'll basically be filled out with those slopes and that detailing there. So kind of a simple solution there. I thought it was going to be a little bit more of a complex issue to solve, but again, kind of went a little more simplistic there just for the sake of getting this part done and moving to the next section of the build. Now, the last piece of what this front facade of the base needs is the mountain. And now, don't get me wrong, I love building mountain / rock work. I find it really fun, and honestly, getting to use like certain building techniques like the snot bricks is really fun. However, the one caveat to that is that this is going to be the biggest piece of rock work that I have ever done for a build. Essentially, it's going to be 4 gray base plates in length that I'll have to carry it across. And I don't have a lot of space to build a lot of foundation. I'm going to have, maybe if I'm generous, 8 to 10 studs to build, give myself a little bit of a leeway there. So yeah, that's going to be a whole other episode. It's going to be a lot of just time lapse and just me, kind of just putting in the work there for it. But you know what? It has to be done. And the reason why I'm doing it is because I need to have the interior rooms covered by something. I'm planning on just basically using the panels as like the back portion of it, the dark bluish gray, but I need something to cover them up. And so that's where the mountain's going to go, basically play into the mock. And yeah, I just am going to need a ton of slopes. I'm going to try to use a ton of different techniques, make sure the coloring looks good, and honestly, just kind of chug through it as fast as possible, because if I slow down in this rock work section, the build is going to take a long time. So I need to be creative, I need to be on my game, and I need to have the parts on deck to make sure this gets done. And lastly, but certainly not least, I want to show you guys an update to my First Order army. Now, I probably should be filming this after I get my next package in of First Order troopers, but I recently just purchased about over 50 more of the regular First Order grunt, so very excited to add them. Now, these figures are very expensive to get in any decent amount of quantity, so I'm having to buy like 3 or 4 at a time on Bricklink, which is fine, but I end up spending about, $5-6 on shipping. So I kind of got to make it worth it and check the store to make sure, do they have anything else for the StarKiller, or is there any like custom builds I'm working on that I need parts from? And so, it does start to add up a little bit. But as you can see here, all of these First Order, they're not captains, but they're kind of like crew members with the hat. I got 50 of those. I got my ground crew here, which is looking nice. I got my snow troopers. I got my heavy regular grunts. I got some pilots, and I got my captains there, so the officers. And then in a Ziploc baggie over on the side, I have all of my flame troopers. So those are looking good. And again, this army is going to just keep on expanding. Anytime I find a good deal on Bricklink, I will be scooping up figs as fast as possible, because I just need so many. And one of those things too where it's like I gotta fill up the tarmac, make that look filled, and then I also gotta work on filling up the interiors in the back. So I gotta keep getting more figures. So it's a constant battle of just finding good prices, keep adding. It's gonna be slow but steady. But I'm very happy with the army I have right now. And in the next episode, I can't wait to show you guys the 50 other troops that I have coming in. So that's really cool. And also too, I forgot to mention, I got 6 more in a baggie right behind the other ones there. So that looks good. But yeah, guys, I think this is the time where we're going to end off the episode here. And with that, guys, we're going to end off the episode here. Thank you all so much for watching. Again, we got a ton of work still left to do. I really kind of want to start on interior rooms very, very soon. I just need to finish the back mountain there before I can start doing that. But my goal is to kind of work through this side of the interiors going back that way. And so the first 2 base plates are actually going to be the TIE Fighter hangar bay, and where Rey is like climbing up kind of behind it trying to steal the Special Forces TIE Fighter. That'll be the first of the interior rooms I'll be working on. Now, I'm going to build up the TIE Fighter hangar to be about probably like, I'm going to guess however tall the little side portions here is, be how tall it is. So I'll be able to fit another room underneath. And that I'm still trying to figure out what to do, because I'm still not, haven't finalized all of the interior rooms that I want on this build yet. So again, just kind of seeing what I want to do is kind of my, what I'll be working on this coming week in terms of mapping out a like structured interior for each section of the last few base plates here we have to build. But anyways, guys, thank you so much again for watching. Again, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button if you haven't already, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Have a good one. Bye.